out into this wilderness to find. Leaving our country, kindred, our fathers' houses.
A family of Puritan settlers confronts the unholy forces of the wilderness and the witch. That's coming up next on JO42 Reviews. Since 2013, A24 has been bringing moviegoers a new standard of excellence in art house cinema. Even if only handling distribution, they have an eye for style that gives the films bearing their imprint a sense of conceptual continuity. As such, they represent a new standard of filmmaking, broaching the surreal, the extreme, and the abstract with the smooth, elegant flair of a Parisian fashion show. Personal favorites of mine have included Enemy, Ex Machina, and Under the Skin, and other critical and commercial successes have included The Bling Ring, The Spring Breakers, Amy, and Room. No, different one. There we go. It seems like no matter what A24 touches, they have a knack for tapping those talented few that know how to make the cerebral palatable. That certainly comes through in their recent smash hit The Witch. Set in 17th century New England, a puritanical Christian family is banished from their community for the crime of prideful conceit and left to survive in the wilderness where strange supernatural events seem to be occurring all around them. It's a fascinating film to watch. The color scheme is morbidly muted and ambient. Droning music hovers like thick fog over our heads, making every twisted root and tree seem dank and foreboding. It's difficult to delve much further into the plot. A great deal of the action revolves around the breakdown of the family unit due to the Puritan values on which they're predicated, and the way in which the various characters interact with one another as a result. It's like Blair Witch Project, but with actual structure, the kind of interpersonal human interaction that would do well on a live theater stage. The Witch is, at its core, a deeply satanic film, and I do mean that in the LaVeyan tradition. Here Satan is portrayed not as a force of evil per se, but rather as the default anthropomorphic representation of the natural world. The terror experienced by William and his family is ultimately the terror of denial. God seems forever unavailable and indifferent, while that which they regard as evil seems pervasive and immediate. William's horror is in the growing realization that he is prideful, but the pride is his pretension of being above the natural world by virtue of holding on to his Puritan faith. By watching this film, we are meant to ask ourselves, what is the truest essence of the term human nature, and how much of our life's torments and pains come from suppressing that nature? How much more free and fulfilled would we be if we were to abandon the pretense of being divinely created and fully embrace our existence as an evolutionary extension of those lower creatures who, despite living beneath us, nevertheless live in harmony with their nature and are thus fulfilled? It's no surprise that satanic activist group The Satanic Temple came out wildly in support of the film. Much of the film swirls thematically around Thomasine, William's eldest daughter, and her burgeoning sexuality. This is played in sharp contrast to William's profoundly patriarchal personae, and female sexuality at its core is the undoing of the family unit and of William's hold on reality. But what's refreshing is the rawness of the portrayal of this female sexuality. This is not portrayed as some kind of hippy-dippy liberation, but rather as the ultimate and inevitable outgrowth of the natural world that William has been denying by way of his faith. The film reminds us that no matter how much we attempt to deny reality by means of whatever puritanical system of thought we may ascribe to, nature will march forward. It is the motive force we cannot deny. Ultimately, The Witch is not a horror film, although it's important that it be marketed that way. American audiences have generally come to think of horror movies as exercises in deliberate revulsion, a trend that was deeply reinforced in the era of the video nasties, when kids would routinely watch disgusting films to see how far they could take it. The result is that American moviegoers are largely unaware of the likes of Shinya Tsukamoto or Kiyoshi Kurosawa, who routinely show us horror films that can be subtle and delicate, beautiful, sentimental even. Just like Ex Machina before it, The Witch gives us a glimpse of exactly that. Thumbs up. Hey everybody, thank you for watching that video. I hope you enjoyed it. Listen, my channel's going through some really cool evolutions right now, and I want to make you a part of it. Subscribe for future updates, but please also donate to support my channel on patreon.com/JO42. I've set the modest goal of $100 per video, and your contribution will help me continue to bring you really cool content like what you just saw. And of course, there are some links to the side there to help expedite that process. So again, thank you for your time. I look forward to seeing you again. Peace.